Welcome to the Cole and Dre podcast. I am Cole.
And this is Dre. What's up, world? How y'all feeling?
So, hey, Dre coming back from the BET Awards.
Yeah,
so we're gonna talk a little bit about that. You know, Dre been out there big balling. You know,
working.
He's working now.
He's work.
Hey, so I heard though that it was some of the most beautiful women in the entire world. My partner told me he said the women were out.
Yeah,
it's a good look.
LA has some distractions this weekend. A lot of distractions.
Yeah, it was a good look. I heard.
Yeah, good look.
Hey, so shout out to all you beautiful women that came down to BET Awards. It was actually
it was good to see bitches with clothes on, not tennis shoes and wrestling outfits. It was good to see.
I mean, they actually did a very good job. Shout out to BET. Y'all did a great job on those awards this year.
Extra shout out to BET for paying for my trip. Hey.
And Drake got the BET shirt on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we were looking at before we came on the air, man. You know, Kel's got 30 years. He got a 30 ball. Now we still kind of in a dispute because I heard one news outlet say it was a Fed case. They didn't say it was the other ones never said if it was a Fed or state, but they saying federal racketeering charge. So if it's federal racketeering charges, that would be Fed.
That would be Fed.
What you do on 30 on Fed?
27 and a half, somewhere around there.
Nah, it's like 35.
On a 30? How you gonna do 35?
No, on 30 you doing
27.
Yeah, is it 27?
Yeah.
Damn.
Long time.
Yeah. So
and he got to go to a medium with a sex offender charge.
I mean, but real dudes know that ain't no real. Now listen, man.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying I don't know.
I don't think that crime is. I don't think the sentencing is justifiable, and I think it goes to show about how we are conditioned on things. Because if you think about it, if he was in France, this wouldn't be a crime. So I think we have I don't even know the word. I'm kind of like dumbfounded, and I'm so dumbfounded at a 30-year sentence for this because you have guys that get murder charges that do 7, 8 years, 10 years, and you know it's almost. I take this as an assault on success, and I think it's like if you're successful, you get held to a much higher standard, and I don't know if that's really fair. Just your success, being a great singer does not mean you're a role model. So, and he's a great singer, you know, and but that doesn't make him a role model. That doesn't mean, and I'm not saying he's right because at the end of the day, I wasn't there. Dre, you wasn't there.
Definitely wasn't.
And you know, I'm finding it hard to believe that you can kidnap somebody and go to go on tour for 2 weeks and you come back and they there. I don't have R. Kelly power, but I'm just sure if I had a broad that was just tying me up and riding my dick every day and she leave for 2 weeks and let me walk around the house and I didn't like it, I'd probably leave. I mean, I'm asking Dre. I mean, think about it. They tying you up. You got 2 or 3 bars tying you up.
I'm going to be honest, bro. I'm not really too familiar with all the details of the case. I just read little snippets of stuff and seen little clips. I really didn't watch the Surviving R. Kelly. I didn't get into all that, but I think that's what got him convicted if you ask me. But,
Calm down, Robert. Calm down.
Sex trafficking and raping people. Like, I mean, maybe he did it, maybe he didn't. I just, me personally, like, I grew up in the R. Kelly era, so, I did a lot of fucking to Kel's music, so, you know what I mean? I don't know. I wasn't there.
I think you've been swayed. Because let me tell y'all, before we came on, Travis had, I want to piss on you. Yes, I do. Haters want to hate. Lovers want to love. I mean, I don't even want none of the above. I want to piss on you. But, I mean, even shit like that, because everybody watches. Well, I won't say everybody. A lot of you niggas is lying. Most people watch porn, okay? So if you watch different genres of porn, they have all types of things. So I can't understand why when it gets to the court of law that this is illegal or now they're saying they didn't consent. But obviously, most of these women have lawsuits, civil lawsuits against them as well.
Facts.
So it's the reason I said it was anti-success is because what happens, and this is one of those things that I think anybody that gets a little bit of money, gets a little bit of fame, you have to be mindful. You cannot hang in the same places. You can't do a lot of things that ordinary people can do because you're going to be judged different. If you told me something, I ain't going to bring that part up, but you did say something. So if Dre go out and slap shit out of somebody, if he got into it at the BET Awards with somebody, you're not gonna say Dre shot somebody at the BET Awards. They're gonna say Slim Thug and his crew shot somebody.
Absolutely.
And so you have to be extremely mindful of people you allow in your circle, because those people.
But I seen that happen to Pac-Man Jones too. I was in Vegas that night when Pac-Man had the little incident in the club, and that shit was not even his fault. He was in the right 110%. 110. I went there when the gunshots went off.
That was the All-Star Weekend 2007, right?
Bro, I'm pretty that shit probably happened with that monitor. I was standing right there. And he was absolutely right in that situation. Absolutely right. Now, I don't know what it spilled until the outside when the gunshots went off, because we was already gone. Mm-hmm. But the only mistake he didn't make was leave the club. That's the only mistake I think he made. He should have left when everybody else left. Because there was a lot of other celebrities there, and he chose to stay. But he was absolutely right in the justification of what was going on. That started the altercation. He was absolutely right. Absolutely right. We watched the whole shit right in front of our eyes. And they painted that man out like he was just a monster. Like he just was out of line. Like I said, I missed what happened outside, but had somebody took something from me in his mind, did I know his mind? I would have had the same reaction. Like, because well, if you don't know from your story, what happened was they was throwing money or whatever, and I guess he ran out of ones. So he bought money from a stripper. Like, I guess they was all had a bunch of ones, and he bought the bag from the girl. Whatever they agreed upon, they agreed upon. He went in his pocket, counted down to her, and they made an exchange. He paid her, got the bag. The other girls on stage seen him get the bag from the girl, and they told the bouncer that he took it. So the bouncer run up on dude like, "Nah, let me get that bag." He like, "Hell no, I bought this," and they wasn't trying to hear it. And I watched him go in his pocket with my own two eyes. I don't know what he negotiated, but he paid the girl for the bag. She took money. He took the bag. But
it gets reported totally different.
Absolutely. That probably didn't even get lost. That probably got lost in that whole little thing. But the whole shit started because of that exchange right there. The girls went to fighting about it, and they pointed at him like he stole our bag. And that's not how it went. And that was the coldest shit I ever seen.
Once again, a dirty bitch.
You know what I'm saying? So I know how media put a twist on their own spin on things, so a lot of shots just don't believe in the media. Like, you know
it's really hard, man.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Because
they got a job to do, too, and their job is about ratings and numbers and clickbait. So, they eat how they eat.
I think, like one of the things I'm really struggling with on this is because there are so many people that are judging R. Kelly, but a lot of you dudes been R. Kelly.
Yep.
If we go back and just take a look, when you was in high school, how many of these 20, 25-year-old dudes coming back picking up bras in high school?
Yep.
That's 16, 17 years old, but we let it go.
Yep.
But if it's R. Kelly, if it's somebody with fame, it's a crime. And I think that's unfortunate. And I'm not saying to any other women that were victims, if they're truly victims, I hate it for you.
Facts.
But and I'm not condoning.
Yeah, we're not condoning the behavior. Like, we just condoning the story. Like, my take on it is, I wasn't there, so I can only go by what I've heard. So I mean, and even then, you don't believe half what you hear. So it's like, for me, like, if he's guilty of those things that they said he did, okay, that's one thing. But if it's, he don't get the benefit of the doubt because of who he is and the fame and fortune, because they said he used that to manipulate people. But I know dudes that's...
Everybody does it.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Every dude with money is
anybody who has any form of substantial wealth or fame. Hell, dudes that's got a hell of a lot of followers on Instagram use it.
Absolutely.
Hey, look at my gram.
Absolutely.
Oh, he got 3 million followers, know.
And that car ain't never clickbait. That jury ain't never clickbait. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, the trick is like, it's like bait. You baiting them in with that shit.
So I don't think that. I think that's extremely unfortunate.
But to use that to convict somebody, his fame and fortune, like he used money to entice, like, I just, I have a problem. I guess I got a problem with that. That's just one of the things that don't really register with me, because I understand that how that shit works. Like, I bought this watch to get them, you know what I'm saying? I bought this car to, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
That just, that's every, nigga that's outside.
So real shit, huh? So, like, for me, I think it's a situation, because if anybody that come from any hood, man, if you've been in any hood in this country, some 14-year-old girls who are grown women.
Yep.
And that doesn't make it, I'm not saying it's right, but it's some 14-year-old, 15-year-old girls
that don't have to be forced to do nothing.
Don't have to be forced, and that are sharper than most grown-ass women. I just watched this documentary. Well, I guess it was a movie. The Big 50 story. You seen that?
No, I haven't.
The girl who was on Trap Queens on BET? So she did her life story, and you take a look at somebody that's as savvy as her. If she'd have cut into somebody like R. Kelly, she could have been a victim or she could have been a player on the team. You know what I mean? But for the most part, in her mind, in her mind and her people mind, she would have been a player on the team.
But I'm not dropping my daughter off to no studio with no artist, no rapper, and me not sitting there with her. Like, that's not ever going to happen. So, you know what I'm saying? That responsibility gets lost in the sauce because I'm not dropping my kid off nowhere. My 16-year-old son or my 11-year-old daughter, nowhere. Like, with no adult. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not a family member, not their mother or their stepdad or you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that.
Right, I agree.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So that to me, that's a bigger problem. Like, you get to not be responsible with your kid and leave it in somebody else's hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I don't rock like that.
I mean, we have a true victim society to me. I mean, all you have to do is play victim, you know.
Right.
My case, and I don't, it's because it's about R. Kelly today, but I never forget my attorney telling me, you're going to go before a jury of not your peers.
Yep.
And I say, what? He said, I could get you an all-black jury. He said, but the reality of it is when you go before that jury, you are a reminder to them that they have failed in life. When they look at your cars and they look at this 10,000 square foot house and they look at the trips, they look at your jury, all these things the prosecutor is going to put in their face and say, you don't have this. You went to college. You did all of this. And how is this uneducated nigga? He got it.
Right.
So you know he couldn't have got it right. And most people are going to believe it.
But that's how I view the Deshaun Watson situation because, like I said, I listen to the media. I listen to, I watch all the shows. And they keep talking about the money. Like, the money ain't got nothing to do with his character. Maybe it should have something to do with his character, but it didn't have to do with everything it did on the field. Like, that was a football contract, not a life contract. It was a football contract. And they getting the two misconstrued. Like, you know what I'm saying? He earned that because he's good at football in the position that he plays, not because he's a role model. You know what I mean?
Right, I agree with you.
You know, and they taking it, Cleveland gave him all this money, the biggest contract ever. That's because he's a damn good quarterback.
Absolutely. They gave him the money for how many asses can you put in this seat? Right. And if he goes there and win a championship, all this shit will be forgotten.
Right.
So, and it's just, I just really hate this for R. Kelly. I think it's a sad day. For me, it's a sad day because we've both been a part of the justice system. We know how the justice system works. And I'm still somewhat unclear if this is federal or if it's state. I think they said federal, but if I'm not mistaken, I thought he got sentenced already to 8 years federal time.
I mean, possibly. I have not really did a lot of research on him. That's not one of the things I've been following. It's not something I kept up with. I'm just only speaking on the fact that, when I hear rape and all the stuff that they charge him with, sex trafficking, and, the things that I have read, I'm like, well, damn, what the parents was that? That's the first thing I thought about. Like, I didn't even think about the shit he did. I'm thinking about, did they charge the parents for dropping these kids off? Did they charge the parents for leaving these kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, who was around? You know what I'm saying? Like, who allowed this shit? And ain't none of people in jail, so.
One of the things, when we know, if y'all ever been dealt with the federal system before, man, if you ever dealt with it, one of the things they do is they're going to establish two sides.
Yep.
And you have the victim side, which is you on their side because you're a victim. And you have, what's the other side? I want to.
I'm not getting into that.
Yeah, so you got a wrong side and a right side. Their side is always the right side.
Yeah,
your side is the wrong.
And they gonna talk like they've been there with you.
And they're going to, break it down and say, hey, if you're not working with us, then you on that side. If you saying what we saying, then you on our side, and
right.
We're gonna show you can play the victim.
And one thing about the federal system, man, you do get a script. Like your script is drawn out to what they need you to say accordingly. If you go into trial, those are not your words.
Oh, definitely. No,
not
definitely not. Oh,
so.
they gonna lay it out.
Yeah, right.
But
and you get to rehearse that shit.
And like for me, man, like I'm trying this because it ain't about me, but I'm using my personal experiences.
Yeah, facts.
To share about this thing, man, because it's a situation where all of these people, if you guys look my case up, everything I did was stated. And stated means that basically whatever you put on the application and your credit score is what we're going to go by. We're not going to ask you to provide any bank statements, check stubs, W-2s, or any documentation. Whatever you say is what we're going to use. So, and then when you go to the title company, you sign an affidavit that says everything I have wrote on this application and all of these documents is true to the best of my ability, to my knowledge. I do this I attest that I have a sane mind when I'm doing this particular transaction. Now, what happens is that gets thrown out. Oh, you didn't know what you was doing. Adrian Cole told you to go in there and say all of this, write all of this down. Because he the guy we own now. We not on you. So he told you to write this, didn't he? Mm-hmm. I got teachers that said, I had like 5 teachers that worked at TSU who, these people, so obviously they got degrees. There's 5 of them worked at TSU, was down with the play, right? And they put on their application, they work at TSU, and they make $340,000 a year. So one thing, the bank know they telling the goddamn lie. I know they telling the goddamn lie. They know they telling the goddamn lie. But the feds say, hey, it ain't a lie if Adrian told you to do it. I can't make this shit up, man.
That's crazy.
It ain't a lie if he told you to do it. Right. We know you went in there and said, I attest that everything here is true, but it's not a lie if he told you to do it. And I bring that about because this is what they did to a lot of those girls. Hey, we trying to convict R. Kelly because this girl said this. So go get your other friends and tell them this, and they'll be a part of this lawsuit with you. Y'all gonna get some bread because now we can sue him for his future royalties on all his masters that he owned or his publishing or whatever it is he owns. So we're gonna find a way to get this money and break him.
Cold game.
It's cold game, man. Cold game. And I don't think, and it's crazy because especially when you locked up with some white dudes, they look at it. I don't know if you had to. I just can't believe what my country's done to me.
Oh, facts.
Oh, okay.
Facts.
You know this shit work like this, huh? Yeah.
But the best one I heard, dude, my guy Upchurch said, like, why you here, man? He said, man, I pissed off the wrong billionaire. And I thought that was the best answer I've ever heard about being in prison. I pissed off the wrong billionaire.
Upchurch, I can't remember that name.
Yeah, he was a good guy. Shout out to Upchurch.
He was at Beaumont with us?
He was at Beaumont
with us. Yeah.
Upchurch is a cool cat.
But I think it's the system. People don't know how this system works, man.
Yeah, especially that system. I mean, it's and I'm sure at all levels in state to state, I'm sure they all got their shit with them. Like they just passed a law in the Supreme Court. If you in prison for a wrongful conviction, that conviction is being upheld.
What?
If you prove yourself innocent while you in prison and they found you guilty, it's being upheld. That was the Supreme Court ruling, Trav?
I don't believe it.
It was Supreme Court ruling. That's facts.
I don't believe it.
Breaking news, the U.S. Supreme Court has just issued one of the most horrific and dystopian rulings in history. The Supreme Court has ruled to gut a lifeline for prisoners who were wrongfully convicted, even when new evidence shows that they were innocent of the crime they were convicted of. Ruling 6-3, the right-wing Supreme Court said that new evidence that was previously not admitted due to ineffective legal counsel cannot be used to exonerate anyone. This means that even if a prisoner or an inmate can prove that they were completely innocent and had no fault for their conviction, tough luck. And the theory used to uphold this barbaric ruling is the same theory used to uphold slavery, states' rights. Per Justice Thomas, states apparently have a right to execute people even when they are innocent. Since 1972, over 1,500 Americans have been executed and 187 of them were later exonerated. Disproportionately black and brown, 11% of all people America has executed were innocent the whole time. This is your pro-life Supreme Court.
Shit.
Right.
You took the win. You knocked the win out of me on that one, man. That's fucking crazy.
That's Clarence Thomas. He a fool with it. Clarence Black man too. He tough. He married a white bitch.
It's not a matter of you black or white. It's a matter of your value systems and where you grew up at. And I say that because you have a lot of black people that haven't went through the struggles. That if you ain't come from no hood and you ain't been a part of, you don't have that family members that you've stayed with that's from the real hood. You don't know that side. So your life and your outlook on life is going to be totally different.
Yeah, but that just makes no fucking sense. If I can find evidence to free myself, that's the whole point of having a law library, all that shit. What's the point of having all that shit in prison if you're not going to allow me to use it to free myself? If y'all fucked up or somebody ineffective counsel fucked up. Maybe I couldn't afford a lawyer. Maybe my counsel just was a shitty lawyer. You mean to tell me
maybe he missed something?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just taking away that just don't make sense. That's just that to me. That's you didn't put no thought, no empathy, no.
I need
sympathy.
to see that. I need you to send me that. I gotta know what it said. I gotta really do a little bit of homework on it.
Yeah, that's Supreme Court.
You send it to me, okay? We gotta check that out. I'm totally at a loss for words now after Trey sent me with that. I don't know what to say, man.
But you see what's happening though. They everything the Supreme Court doing is giving the power back to the states, which means that there's going to be states that's going to be for us, there's going to be states that's against us, and it's going to be completely legal because they're giving the power, they're taking it away from the government, giving it back to the states.
Well, I'm kind of in somewhat of agreement on that.
I mean, on some things,
yeah,
but not all things.
No, not all things. That's
because that's how the Civil War happened. They was in the grizz and left it up to the state, and now we got a war.
Okay, I'm shit.
This is our America. Man.
I'm at a loss for words on this one. We finna get off the goddamn podcast. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. You didn't really
but I'm just
throw
saying,
me the fuck off right there.
This is our America, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're changing so many laws to put us back in those times. Whether we want to believe it or not, it's gonna. I mean, you know, it's fucked up. It's fucked up out there, and they're doing it right before. Like it's so being flagrantly done. Did you know that the lady got up and thanked Donald Trump for helping them overturn Roe versus Wade, and white people all, what did she say? White people all over should be proud right now for helping the white races, some shit like that.
Yeah, I didn't understand the comment though. Well, I heard her say it. I just didn't understand.
They're saying that the abortion rate was highest among white women, apparently, and they feel like, you know, with Mexicans and black people, that their race is becoming the minority, and this is a way to reverse that by, you know, stopping abortions, stopping white women from killing babies. All
that means is shit. They gonna go to Mexico or go somewhere else where you can have an abortion at.
I mean, facts.
That don't.
But what he's saying is because a lot of, I mean, truth be known, a lot of white folks, a lot of white girls are having more abortions.
Yeah, to anybody.
So it's
they're trying to preserve their race.
It's wiping out their race. That's the whole reason they're not doing it to hurt us.
Right.
They're doing it to stop their race from going.
That's why they were trying to deport the Mexicans, keep the Mexicans from over here, because they was taking over the country. They said, I mean, you know, it's all these estimates they do on what the country gonna look like in 3, 5, 6, 10 years down the line.
Well, obviously, I think Mexicans will be the majority by 2050. I think is what it is.
Yeah.
But I think you got to understand why they hate us so much.
We took their country.
No, it's not because we took their country.
This was theirs.
It's not. It's not about taking the country. Black men are the only
you talking about black men,
walking species on Earth that can change the dynamics of the way the world looks in 2 generations.
In any races.
Any race. We have a dominant gene. So that is a huge problem, you know, because if I have a white woman, we have a baby, and then my mixed child has a baby with another black person, that white person or that even the Mexican person, they're gone.
Right.
In 2 generations, they gone. So that is a problem, and a lot of people think they hate us just because of our black skin, and they hate us because of our culture. No, they hate us because it takes a white person 4 or 5 generations to do what we can do in 2.
Right, but
that's huge.
We're the dominant. We should be the dominant. We just don't. Oh man, our brain's so fucked up sometimes to come to the collective. And we had the collective intuition like that everybody else, most races have, we'll be some bad motherfuckers around here. We'll be some bad motherfuckers.
We already some bad motherfuckers.
We are some bad motherfuckers. But we don't do enough group economics. A lot of shit we don't do as groups, and you know, that's true.
But we've been systematically conditioned against each other. And I don't think there's another race that has been systematic, I know it, because when a lot of times people compare the Holocaust to slavery, and the difference is, if you talk about the Holocaust, it was basically a systematic massacre against Jewish people. Mm-hmm. But we have been systematically conditioned. See, that conditioning goes far longer than a massacre, because that conditioning is passed down over and over. Mm-hmm. One of the things we're going to talk about, a huge trend that's taking place that nobody is speaking on. Do you know what's one of the fastest closing businesses in the country right now?
No.
Do you know one of the biggest failing businesses in the country right now?
Trucking?
No, black churches. Black churches. Just go do some homework on it. And I don't want to get into it because we're talking about R. Kelly, but when you really start to break down why so many of these black churches are closing, that's a topic we're going to have. And I've got my idea about it and why I think the case is. But I think it's a situation where people have been conditioned to believe and think a certain way for so long until now all of this information is available and people are no longer going for the lies that's been perpetrated on.
Well, they can pray back in school now. They changed that law too. You can have prayer in school now, so they not separating church and state no more.
I understand that. I even agree with it to a certain extent, but okay. We finna get ready to wrap this shit up because this is a real topic we gotta have right here. No, this is a real topic we gotta have because I'm always amazed that everybody's religion is right. So if I'm Christian, it's only my way. If I'm Muslim, it's my way. If I'm Buddhist, it's my way. If I'm Jewish, it's my way. So, but we all saying it's one God, right? Everybody's saying it's one God. But if we look at it from a statistical standpoint, if I'm Christian, which is the biggest religion in the world, I've got probably a 2 in 10 chance of being right that I'm going to go to heaven. I'm a numbers guy. I've got about a 23% chance that I'm right when I break it down against all other religions. So that's something that bothers me because it's like, why, depending on if I'm born in America and I'm most likely Christian, I'm going to go to heaven. If I'm born in Saudi Arabia and I'm Muslim, I'm going to heaven. So somebody lying somewhere. You know.
You don't think all things can be true?
Hell no, they can't all be true. I mean, because it's all man. And Muslims will tell you where the Quran has never been tampered with and never been that's not true.
But the Quran refers to the Bible, 20-some times or something like that?
Yeah, it's a lot. But, I mean, it's not true because you have books that have been taken out of the Quran. I had to argue a guy down, and we got the imam, and he was like, nah, he's right. And so the dude was like, why you never talked about it if you know it? I say, shit, it ain't popular to do. That's why shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't some shit motherfuckers supposed to be talking about. Because that'll cause doubt. So, and this is the thing about our justice system. You telling me that on a jury there couldn't be no doubt that R. Kelly was right? If it's reasonable doubt, you telling me nobody had reasonable doubt here? All 12 jurors said, that nigga's guilty, like they did on the Boondocks. What's his name, Uncle Ruckus? I don't need to hear nothing else. That nigga's guilty.
Because you can't plug everybody's ears. I'm sure everybody knew that story. This R. Kelly saga started back in 2005, bro. So, like,
I thought it was it before that?
I mean, that's when the Lil P tape came out.
I thought that was like 2002.
It could have been. I'm just saying, it's been years ago.
I want to piss on you.
So
yes,
who in America didn't know about that back then to be, you know what I'm saying? So where you going to find them jurors at? So it's like you probably already came to that with some prejudged shit. So I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't
because
know.
A jury is a strange.
I mean, dude told me the same thing. He said, man, this is going to be a rural Maryland jury. If it was a Baltimore inner city jury, it would be a lot different. The people would understand where you're coming from. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your story makes sense. Like, people don't like snitches in the inner city. But you go to rural America, in the suburbs of Maryland, where they going to get these people from to do your jury, that they probably going to view it differently.
Yeah, they probably looking at it like, shit, hey,
good job for getting this.
There's no way they charged you if you didn't do something.
Absolutely. And that's most jurors' mindset.
They wouldn't do such a thing. I've known Bill all my life.
Guy that I knew that ended up beating his trial, he should have had 3 separate trials. They put it all in one. He beat the part that actually had the police there seeing the hand-to-hand transaction, allegedly. He beat that part what the police actually saw, was there to set him up on. But some other shit happened, and them trying to pick him up, where a guy that he was around ended up having a shootout with the cops. Had nothing to do with him. Dude had nothing on him. He just didn't like the police, I guess, and shot at him. And they was like, why would he do all that if y'all wasn't doing nothing wrong? And convicted this man, gave him 12 years. He gave it back, but, you know, it was bogus. That same thought process, so.
Yeah.
You know.
So,
but you agreed that what y'all saw on camera, that ain't real. But you just assumed that since this dude ran and shot at the police, y'all had to be doing something, and that's what you convicted him on?
I mean, I really want to know, I guess I want to know what the audience thinks about this. Like, man.
I mean, I'm sure it's going to be mixed. Because, I mean, like I said, you have the surface level thing of the people that say, okay, he got to be guilty of something. Oh, he shouldn't have did that to them kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? like by any means am I condoning what happened because I don't know what happened. I'm just saying I don't know. I wasn't there. What I'm saying is some of the shit they said I read, like he used his money and fame to lure kids. Like R. Kelly won't use his money and fame.
Everybody does. No,
like, you know what I'm saying?
It's
to
not
lure
so
grown
much
people. Like let alone some, you know what I'm saying? Like it just, I don't know. That just was a bogus, not bogus, but like a misguided statement in my opinion. That's just saying everybody that got money and power, money and fame, can use that to lure people in. Like that, you need that to get people. Like that just, I just don't agree with that.
Anybody that's got some money and some fame, that's
people
all
like.
you need.
Yeah, people gonna like
Listen
that.
to me. We getting ready to close this thing out, man, because I got so lost. I had so many things we're gonna talk about. I got so lost when you just played this shit here. I just lost. But anybody, let me tell y'all, man, and I sincerely wish this. I pray that everybody has a real above average income, man, and really just at one point in your life get to be rich. And I tell you why, because I think one of the things, the more money you have, the less you have to spend. That's just the reality. And I noticed this when I really started making some real bread. I got to fuck all my old classmates that I couldn't fuck when I was in school. I fucked a bunch of them when I was in school, but I became so much more sexy when I got some money. You know what I mean? And it was just like that with a lot of women. And I see dudes, hard-working guys, 9 to 5, 9 to 9. You know, the ADT dudes was at my house the other day, man. That dude got there at 9, 2 of them. They didn't leave until 9:30, you know. And here's a guy that works his ass off, but a woman gonna look at him and he got to pay for everything. Whereas they trying to just, they think they slick with somebody that's got some celebrity, some fame, or a little bit more money. Access, even access. They'll give you some pussy and do everything with you because they just want to be in and don't charge you shit.
Absolutely.
You know, it ain't no charge, but you know, so I just think that's unfortunate. That's one of the reasons I wish everybody really get it. Also, another thing on that is I think people don't realize that when you really start getting money, you have to. You normally, anybody that's getting some real money, your ass is working. And the people that ain't getting it with you, they ain't putting the same work in as you do, man. I got here at 9 this morning, about 8:30, 9 o'clock. What time is it?
Quick to judge you.
9:40 right now. You know, it's common for me to work 12 to 16-hour days. But you have a lot of people that's going to look at it like you owe them something. Oh, your motherfucking thing. You ain't doing what I'm doing.
You ain't here right now.
Yeah, you ain't putting this work in like I'm doing, man.
Facts.
Shit, so you don't owe them nothing. And I think from R. Kelly, you know, it's like you show some people some love, and then they want to obligate you to the things you've shown them. Because one thing, I heard an old man say this a long time ago. Then I heard another dude said, the YouTube guy, I can't think of his name right now. Luxuries once tasted become necessities. So now that you've been around R. Kelly, if R. Kelly tell your ass it's time to go and you've been in this big ass, nice ass house, you got chefs, you got security when you moving, and now this nigga telling you this shit over with, and this nigga done ran dick up in every hole you got, and you mad now.
And you see the replacement coming in.
Yeah, and you see the replacement coming in. Hey man, you tricked me. You know, you wrong. And trust me, I'm not condoning any behavior that was not consensual. Please don't take it that way. I'm not. If they're truly victims, man, I am truly on your side, and I sincerely mean that. But I do know that a lot of times people become victims based on circumstances, and not the fact that they're just victimized, not the fact that they've been really victimized. And I think that's the part where it gets me, and this is the part I'm struggling with for R. Kelly. You know, should he have gotten something? If he did what he said he did, yeah. If he did everything they say he did, does he deserve 30 years? Absolutely not. In my opinion. In my opinion. You get one life. So you saying this man, his acts against these 4 or 5 people that did not die, or 10 people that did not die, are so heinous that we're going to take a third of your life.
Yep.
I got a problem with that.
He'd be 55, he'd be home at 80-something.
Yeah, that's if he, you know, goddamn.
If he lived that long.
And not only that, you have civil suits, so now you're going to break and take everything this man has ever worked for. That's unfortunate, man. That is truly unfortunate. So hold on. This man been calling the shit out of me, so let me see. Hey, Lonnie, I'm still doing a podcast, but tell me real quickly, what do you think about this R. Kelly situation?
I think it's drugs.
What's fucked up about it?
In my opinion, Robert Kelly really is his own demise, okay? Number one.
Okay.
Now, it's bad that a talent like him is locked up, but I haven't looked at the evidence to see if he was dealing with minors. But if he was just dealing with grown folks that chose to be with him on the road or wherever he was, it's a different story.
Now, I got you on the air with me, and you're going to see this. Do you? I don't know if I should ask you that because you kind of like R. Kelly yourself, right?
You're goddamn right. I love pussy, but I ain't videoing myself, and I ain't going underage.
No, you ain't going to do that, and I ain't never known you to do that. I ain't known you to mess with nothing but white bitches over 20. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You might catch one that's 19 or so, you know.
This man.
21, man, you got to be able to drink with me, baby.
21, they got to be able to drink with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can dig it. All right, man. Well, that's Lonnie. That's the homie LG. You on the podcast with us, so I'm going to call you back when I finish, man.
Hey, your wife. Text your wife to call me, man.
What if they didn't know I was married? I'm just fucking with you, man. All right, I'm going to call you back.
Yeah, you terrible. The worst.
Hey, man, so that's all I got on that, man. So y'all hit us up in those comments, man. Let us know what y'all think about that. I'm kind of like really in a weird space thinking about somebody getting 30 years on something like that. Because from what I've seen on the evidence, most of these women were not underage. I don't know, sex trafficking. What is?
Like I said, I got to read the case. I got to go check it out. I really don't care to check it out, but I'm going to do it just for information's sake.
We're gonna bring an attorney on here. Let's bring one of our attorneys on here and break this case down.
Let's do it.
Matter of fact, we're gonna do that in the next couple of days. So let's come back and revisit this so we can really have a better understanding
on
of
the
it.
show anyway.
Huh?
I'll get Carl, the lawyer, on the show. We gotta have that call.
Yeah, once you holler at him and let's see, because I really like to break this down and get a real good understanding of this case on how they get away with these things.
He practiced federal law too, so we'll be able to get a little more insight on how the feds work and some of the tactics and the shit they do to.
The feds work easy. Shit, you wrong.
Yeah, then a motherfucker.
Hey, what they got, a 98%, 96, 98% conviction rate?
Right.
So, motherfucker, you wrong.
Oh,
and out of that, I think, shit, probably.
I just seen the shit with Brittany Griner, man. I'm going to say free BG. But,
free Brittany, man. Boy, you got caught up in cold political shit, girl.
But it's like, you got motherfuckers here with that same story right downtown the county jail that, just being held for no reason, like, on bullshit. So, bad motherfucker.
Well, listen, man. We went a little bit everywhere like we always do at this time. I goes for mine. I'm about to shine. So throw your hands up to the sky. Y'all notice that I be doing that shit every time I think I say some shit. It just remind me of a song.
Yep.
Fuck with this music. I don't know why God didn't bless me with the talent to sing, man. We're going to talk about that.
Probably should have been a rapper, kid. I don't know.
Told you my story about being a rapper, but we ain't going to go there. We'll say that for another time. So, hey, man, we appreciate y'all coming in and joining the show with us, man. Thank y'all very much. We apologize. We're really behind on a lot of material that we didn't drop, a lot of things we put in. That's not all on Travis. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna hold me accountable first. Travis is bad, but I'm worse. And yeah, so
I'm a team player.
I'm gonna hold me worse. And so I'm gonna hold myself accountable for that.
Word
so
up.
I try to make sure, and I hate the word try. I will do a better job, and we'll make sure we getting y'all 2 to 3 out every week until we can do this on a daily basis once we get our numbers up. And so thank y'all for tuning in to the show. Appreciate y'all support. I appreciate the phone calls. Let
and
me
the text
know.
messages.
Hey, let me tell y'all this. So first time this ever happened to me. Don't know how I feel about it. Before I go, I'm at one of my favorite spots, Dre. Carrabba's. Eating my porterhouse steak.
Did you try it?
Huh?
You tried it? I hadn't had it before.
No, I've been trying it. I've been eating it.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't know. Carrabba's porterhouse steak is like that. So I'm there, and as a matter of fact, it's the day I was talking to Andre Johnson now. Shout out to Andre Johnson, man. Hall of Fame, Andre Johnson. You say you coming on the show, man. We're looking forward to having you.
Definitely.
So, dude came up and was like, hey, man, what's up, man? I was like, what's up? He was like, man, I like y'all show, man. Y'all niggas funny as hell. I was like, nigga, I'm a celebrity and shit.
That's wild.
Hey, man. So,
we getting up there.
He told me to take a picture with him and shit. I didn't know how to feel about that shit. I took a picture with the dude. I can't even remember his name. God damn, man. God, he told me his name. I feel real bad about that. Because it ain't like we just got no bunch of fans and shit.
Right. Well,
so
we got a bunch of fans.
I should know this dude.
We in the game.
You know what I mean? So, shout out to you, homie. Thank you. I appreciate the support for the show. He was like, he opened his phone and showed me, man. I done seen all y'all shows.
That's what's up.
I'm like, damn, for real?
That's what's up.
All right, cool, man. Appreciate you. So all good, man. So thank y'all for tuning in to the Cole and Dre podcast. Dre, take us out. What you got to say, Dre?
Man, it's been a great day, man. Great weekend. I'm happy to be back at work, man. Happy to see you again, man. We back at it, man.
BET Awards. Hey, Dre, was you knocking everything down, moving? How many new ones you get down there?
I ain't get a lot of new ones. I just seen a lot of distractions.
A lot of distractions.
Yeah.
You saw a lot
I met a new friends, though. I met some new friends.
New friends?
Novia Brown, man, from the Tyler Perry show. Was it Single Sisters or something like that it's called?
You knock it down?
We didn't knock each other down, but we met and we kicked it at the BET Awards. We snuck in that motherfucker after we got put out, but we snuck back in. So that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope. It was dope.
All right, take us out, Dre.
Man, it's been a great show, man. Thanks for tuning in to the Cole and Dre Show. I'm Dre.
I'm Cole.
And we out.
Peace.
Hey man, what time it is, man? Hey, relentless, hey, relentless, hey. Hey, Cole, boss straight, 2 mother, watch them out. No count, all facts like what you talking about. Boy, listen and pay attention to what we talking about. We can show you how to make 100,000.